The standard when you enter this targeting settings is that it's everybody in the whole country. So as you can see here, the location is Finland. And age is from 18 to 65 plus, so it's 18 upwards. And both men and women, and I have not specified a language. On the right side here, you can see audience definition. And here you can see whether your selection is broad or narrow. Broad means it will reach a lot of people, but that's not necessarily a good thing. You might want to have a narrow targeting, because then you find the actual people you want to find. Now, I will target 80-year-old people, Finnish-speaking people in Lapland. I would be very surprised if they join a Swedish language trip from Ostrobotnia. So I want to target, and I want to make a more narrow limit. So here, first of all, I will not choose the whole of Finland. I will choose certain cities, and let's start with Jakobstad. It always pops up. So when you write the first letters, then some suggestions pop up, and you choose the one you want. So now I have changed it from the whole of Finland that had 2,400,000 Facebook users. It said here, potential reach. If I spend enough money, I can reach everyone in Finland who uses Facebook. But it will be very expensive. So that's why I take away Finland and I write Jakobstad, for instance. Then next to the name Jakobstad, you can see plus 40 kilometers. Because, and this has changed. It used to be that I had to type every single small village here along the coastline where people speak Swedish. But now you can have a radius. And as you see here, on the map, this is Jakobstad. And now my ad includes everyone who lives within a 40 kilometers radius. And you can see that's 31,000 people. But then I want to add places that are farther away than 40 kilometers. So I can add Vaasa. Now it's 74,000 people. Then I also want to have people from southern Finland. So I can have Helsinki or Helsingfors. Now I have 1 million people. Then we can have Åbo, Turku. And a few of these. I just choose Swedish-speaking towns now because my business, I'm going to make a real ad. So, and I'm going to spend some money. So that's why I will choose those that I normally advertise to. My business is kind of dividing clients by language, because if you arrange a tour trip, a group trip, it's very hard to have it in 2 languages. I sometimes have trips in Finnish as well, but normally when I make ads, it's in Swedish. So that's why I target the Swedish language towns in Finland. So we can see here. What about, that's perhaps already within, okay, they overlap. So I have 1,300,000 people potentially now, but that's too much because many of these cities are bilingual, like Helsinki, for instance, and Turku. It's just a small percentage that are Swedish speaking. So I will go and limit to languages. Maybe I have to write it in English now. And you see what happens, then it drops significantly. It was 1,300,000, but that's because I had included everyone in those cities. Now I have narrowed it down to only people that have their Facebook profile in Swedish. And that's another 120,000 people. And here, with the audience definition, you can always follow what goes on. Then I want to narrow it down even more, because I don't think many 18-year-old people will buy a trip for 3,000 euros. I would be surprised. They don't have the time, they don't have the money, and I guess they don't want to hang out with lots of a senior travel group. So it's very unlikely they will pay any money, so I'll raise this. And what do you suggest? 50? 50 is normally, it's 50 and plus. I normally include maybe from 40, because there's the random person. Normally people that are in their 30s, they have kids. So if they go traveling, they go to Sweden, or they go to the Mediterranean, or somewhere like to a beach. They're not interested in being out on the steppe in Mongolia. It's not travel suitable for kids, and also it's so expensive. So if they would pay for 3 or 4 people, it would be a very expensive trip. And I hope they don't bring any kids on Trans-Siberian, because that would be probably like just disturbing for the group. So if I narrow it from 40 to 65 plus, you can see what happens here. The potential reach has gone down to 44,000 people. And this meter here that was on broad has gone down to more specific.